I look a hot
I should
mess.
put my New Orleans hat on.
I haven't been in the house yet. I'm
You ain't
still
been in the
sitting in
house
the
yet,
car.
boo?
Look at me.
Well, look at that lipstick.
Well, put girl. You want me to
I don't wear no damn lipstick. I don't wear no damn
No,
lipstick.
that lipstick that Crystal got a child.
What's wrong with my lips?
No, ain't nothing wrong with it, honey, but it sure is giving Friday night, honey. Come on through, honey. This is shined up, honey.
Okay. Well, we are live, y'all. We are in the chat. Let me put this banner up here because, baby, I got some things to say. Okay.
And get the duck off of Pat's face, honey.
I'm trying to look. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it's up there. I can't get the damn duck off. All right. Hold on. Let me see.
Leave it
there. Chat. Okay, so we are in the chat, y'all. Hey, everybody. Look, first of all, let me apologize to everybody who was looking for me at 3:00 because I thought I had canceled that scheduled live. I was doing it from my phone, and I guess it just did its own thing. So my apologies, and thank you. Shout out to Abby Reviews for sending me a text telling me that everybody was hanging out in the chat waiting for me. So thank you, boo, for having my back. I appreciate you. So the conversation today I have, as y'all see who I have on here. I have Mother. Okay, Mother is in the building. What were they calling you last week? The Dom.
Oh, that's Deshaun calls me the blog Dom.
Okay, the blog father. Okay, and then
the blog Dawn. That's blog Dawn. Yeah.
Okay, the blog Dawn. And
I
then
don't have them coming after me.
Huh?
Don't have them folks coming after me. Still their names.
And I also have Trisha on the line. Now, Trisha is a really good friend of mine, and I brought her on because let me tell y'all what this is all about. So I posted my Basketball Wives review on yesterday, and my chat has been blowing up ever since. The comments have been blowing up ever since. Now, the reality of the situation is this, y'all. We're not going to always agree, and that's fine. But the comments started getting into an area that I felt like I needed to come on here and address. And the reason why I have my guest with me, because Spiller Boy Reviews, Basketball Wise, and he's run into some of the same issues that I ran into. He actually did a live about it a few weeks ago as well in reference to the OG Evelyn colorism piece of it. And I brought my good friend Trisha on because she was one of the people that dropped a comment disagreeing with my review. And we friends, and I'm cool with the agree to disagree. And I wanted her to be able to share her point of view because I don't get it. I don't get it. And let me say this. I went back and I looked at my video again, and people are acting like I dogged the hell out of OG, but didn't say nothing to Evelyn. I did. I came after Evelyn. I called Evelyn a pit bull in the skirt. I told Evelyn she was out of order. I was talking about Evelyn getting her ass handed to her at that table with Cece because Cece gave it to her. Okay. And I'm just not understanding what it was that people felt like I did or didn't do. People kept saying, well, OG didn't do anything wrong. She was protecting her friend. OG wasn't the aggressor. Evelyn was. And I'm just not understanding what it is that I was supposed to have done or said differently. Then people started accusing me of colorism because, of course, since I didn't see things their way with OG, then I must have a colorism issue, and I don't like dark-skinned women. And I even had somebody say they weren't gonna watch my videos no more because I don't like dark-skinned women. And I ain't even gonna talk about the names they called me, honey. The names they called me, but that's par for the course. It is what it is. So I just want to know. I'm gonna start with Pat. Are you good? Trisha, you good over there? Okay, I'm gonna start with Trisha because I'm gonna give you the floor to explain to me what the hoorah was about what I did or didn't say in reference to OG and Evelyn. In your opinion, from your point of view, I know you can't speak for everybody.
Exactly, because that's just what I was about to say. I cannot speak for everybody. I can only speak
Right.
for Patricia J. Proctor. In my humble opinion, it just like it almost feel like we're watching two different shows when you start
Okay.
talking about OG. I feel like this started with Evelyn when OG first came onto the show. She had a problem with OG, and I felt like her problem was OG looks different from the rest of the cast.
I won't
And
disagree with that. I won't disagree with that.
and OG, there were many times prior to this coming into this season that OG didn't tell them what she would do to them. But she had a right to defend herself, and I think that's where I'm coming from. She has just as much of a right to defend herself as Evelyn, Malaysia, Shawnee bitch ass, all of them. It's like they were all ganging up on her. And as far as Cece, I get where she's coming from with Cece. I feel like I'm like that with my friends. I'm a pit bull. Well, in my old life, I was a pit bull for my girlfriends, especially if they was not going to allow nobody to. I'm not definitely not going to allow nobody to put their hands on you. I get where OG was coming from. All this time, CC has been one. And even though she had a moment where she finally just had it as hell, and I'm having a hot flash, I'm sorry. And even though she had a moment where she stood up for herself and said what and addressed those ladies the way they needed to be addressed, that still doesn't mean that that girl would have the courage to fight Evelyn. That's not what that means to me. And as everybody was running, and I don't get why OG has been singled out as, oh, you're the security, you're the bodyguard. But each time, every bitch ass was right up front and center, but no one said nothing about that. It's like it just people. Well, like I told you, I viewed 20 different bloggers who reviewed this episode of BBW, and only two of them, you and Spilly Boy, were the only two who made me and others feel like we were watching two different shows as it related to OG. Like, I don't get what when is OG supposed to defend herself, and when and should she be ostracized for protecting her friend or defending her friend? When they did the same thing, it was far more than those.
All right, first you coming in and out, Pat. I don't know. You coming in and out. Yeah.
I got the darn
So
hotspot on.
Yeah. No, I mean I can see it's just like it's like you're coming in and out. You're coming in and out. Hey Monk Chip, hey Betty White, hey J Dot, Jay Parrish, everybody that came into the room. Okay, so Spilly Boy, you have something you want to speak on before I respond?
Well, the thing, it's been a whole thing with me, like the whole season. It's been a thing for the whole season. I've never felt that it was anything, like it wasn't never deep to me, because when you really get down to it, the only character that I really liked in the whole show really is Malaysia, and I liked Phoebe in the beginning. I don't have this overwhelming love for Shawnee and Evelyn, so I don't know where the colorism thing for me came in at. I just started being accused of colorism. It's just been, it's gotten to a point where I kind of look now at my my Basketball Wives videos is like I'm dealing with a bunch of mean girls. It's kind of how it feels. Whenever I go, my comments are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. It's all this personal stuff. It's all this. It's just a bunch of vitriol. It don't even have anything to do with the show anymore. It's just like a constant battle. And I'm like, the one thing that I actually do as a content creator, I actually do comments and I read your all comments and I will communicate back and forth with y'all. But when it comes to Basketball Wives, it's getting more and more to a point where it's like, why even bother? Because that one thing I don't want to do is fight with the people. And that's all it is. It's a fight. And it ain't that deep for me. When people start attacking, talking about my finances and calling me ugly and talking about I'm insecure about Basketball Wives? About Basketball Wives? Are you serious?
Right. And look,
so that's where it's at for me. The show, it ain't even about the show anymore. It's become a whole personal, it's a personal attack. It really ain't about the show. And I can actually tell from the comments, some people aren't even watching the review. They're just literally coming in talking about the same stuff they were talking about on week 13.
Right. And Lil Baby, I put Lil Baby's comment up there because it's very valid. Lil Baby is she's an avid she watches my reviews and she leaves comments all the time in my reviews. And she just said that. She said, yes, no one else watches other reviews or leave comments the way they do on your BBW reviews. And they don't. I don't get those types of comments. People disagree with me all the time, but the personal attacks are only on my Basketball Wives videos. You know, I ignore them for the most part. My main reason for really addressing it today is because, again, you're not going to accuse me of colorism. You're not going to, you know, you're taking it to a level where it isn't there. My thing is this, and I heard what Trisha said, and I think she's having some technical difficulties, but I heard what Trisha said. My thing with the whole situation is this. She said it seems like we're looking at two different shows. Because there was so much going on in that episode and it was so much dialogue at the table and so much at the pool party. If you look at my video, you will see that I kept pausing because I would do the video, pause, look, say something, pause, look, because I wanted to make sure that I got all the dialogue in there and I got everything because so much was going on. Let me be clear about this episode. I was disgusted with the whole damn thing. And I really didn't even want to do the review because the episode to me, from beginning to end, was appalling. Pretty much everybody behaved badly. Everybody behaved badly. Now, I don't give Evelyn a pass. I don't. But here's my issue with OG. When they were at the table, I took notes, damn it, because I went back and looked at my video. I took notes. When they were at the table and Evelyn and Cece were arguing, OG interjected and made it about her. Nobody was talking to you, OG. Nobody was talking about you. And then she asked at the table, how many people think, because that's when Shawnee told her, yes, people throw glasses and people throw bottles. And yes, we've had violence on this show, but you're the only one that's threatened to kill somebody like that. And so OG says, well, how many people think I'm aggressive? Everybody raised their hand. Even her friends even her crew raised their hand. So again, it's not just the conflict. They all have conflict. OG takes it to a level that is, to me, is unwarranted and is unnecessary. When they were at the pool party, yes, everybody followed when Cece and Kristen were talking. And yes, and I said this in my video, that Evelyn had put a battery in Kristen's back. And as soon as Cece showed up, Kristen was like, I need to talk with you. I need to talk with you. I need to talk with you. I get that. And yes, all of them were wrong for following when Cece and Kristen were trying to talk. They were all wrong. I didn't have no problem with OG with that. What the problem I had was when Evelyn ran up on Cece, everybody was trying to break that up, including production. You wasn't doing nothing that anybody else was doing, but somehow or another, now you threatening to break people's jaws. And you talking about, let me get my purse off. Again, the aggression of it. That's all I'm talking about. Nobody said Evelyn was right. I don't remember ever. Like I said, I feel like I gave it to Evelyn as much as I gave it to OG, as much as I gave it to Kristen. I said Kristen was wrong. I said I was proud of Cece for finally standing up for herself. When you look at my videos, I've been dogging Cece out since last season. I finally was happy that Cece got a battery in her back. You know, Evelyn is a bully. Evelyn been a bully. Nothing new with that. So it's just it was a mess. It was a mess. I just want to make sure I said all I was gonna say. Everybody, Pat, you got yourself together, boo.
Well, I'm switching from this iPad to my phone.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute then. I'm gonna give you a minute. So yeah, I don't know what it is, Pat. Pat.
Wait a minute.
Okay, you want me to bring you in on this other one? Hold on. What happened? Uh-oh. Okay, there she is. I guess that's her. Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as looking at two different shows, so you're saying that out of all of your reviews that you looked at, me and Spiller Boy were the only two that felt like OG had a moment with
OG. As it relates to OG, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I feel the way I see it.
But then in a lot of the comments, I saw that I wasn't the only one who felt like, wow, are we watching the same show? Because like you, I went back and watched it because I'm like, well, maybe I missed something. But I walked away feeling more like I felt. I just don't get where you all find her to be so, why her words are so aggressive, yet the acts of aggression are not aggressive. That's what I don't understand. And how can you not, how can anyone feel like the words are greater than the action? I don't understand that. That woman has never attempted to put her hands on anyone. Never. And even my favorite Tammy has done that. And yet everyone, I mean, even to the point where these women have her filming in a totally separate room. And as a dark-skinned woman, I am totally offended by that. But I just feel like, how can she be so over? How come her words and yet the actions, not the words, the actions, even if it's in a moment, her words are aggressive. I don't understand what's the difference. I'm not understanding how you saying this make it make sense to you, make it make sense to me. Like, how can somebody who show you what they're going to do, somebody who show you that they're capable of throwing a bottle, throwing a table, leaping across the table, versus someone who is standing their ground by saying, I'll kill you.
Well, I'm gonna let Spiller Boy speak. But I do want to address something. They have had to hold OG back multiple times since last season. Wait a minute, hold on, Pat. They have had to hold her back. All of them get stopped by security. Ain't nobody putting.
Exactly. No one is above it, Crystal. So what makes her? Because you personally don't view this as colorism. There are other people who clearly view this who suffer from colorism and uglyism, just like the previous person, the commenter said, is colorism and uglyism. Because those other women on that show have done worse than her. Yet she's been ostracized for words. I don't get it. I'd rather have my history rewritten and people be like, oh, she just talked a lot of shit, versus my history being etched in stone because she fought a lot of bitches. You know what I mean? I'd rather have the words versus the action. And her words, even with her words are no different than the shit Evelyn has said. Evelyn has threatened to kill people. What makes this woman so different? I truly, truly, truly do not understand.
But again, you keep comparing to Evelyn. I gave it to Evelyn too. I don't understand. Y'all
even as you talk about OG. I don't understand how you view her to be so aggressive though. And her aggression is so different from the aggressiveness of the other women. I don't understand it.
Spiller Boy, I'm gonna let you speak.
I don't know how we got here. Like, I really don't know. As far as me personally, I don't know how we got here because I don't like OG. I've said I didn't like OG since she came to the show. I don't like Tammy. Tammy's
because you don't like OG, does that make her actions any less any more deplorable than those other women?
But have
Because
you ever
if
heard
you look
me
at
say
your
that?
reviews, you would think so. You would think, looking at your reviews, if we're keeping it 100, you would think, looking at your reviews, that what OG does is so much worse than those other women. And I think that's where me and a lot of the commenters are coming from. It's like, whatever your beef, because you OG, it comes across.
And I just feel like, what the fuck? And I paint her in the accurate light like you do the other girls. You even go easy on the other girls, but you go
When do I go easy?
as a man, you talk about hitting her and stuff. Like, I'm like, wow, that's a whole grown man talking about hitting a woman. Wow, what is it that makes her bring out that kind of aggression in you that you don't bring it on any other girls, or as it relates to the other girls?
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop. I do not speak about OG any different than I speak about any of them. I don't go into, when do I actually go into a rant talking about beating and hitting on these people? Because I'm lost now. I'm lost.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you lost me too on that one, because I don't remember a review where he talks about putting his hands on any. I mean, not
when you say
not different than anybody else.
What is that, Crystal? When you say I'll slap a person, what is that? Is that not putting your hands? And I'm strictly saying, as a man being on this kind of a platform, saying that about a woman, like,
but
that's not cool. That's not cool at all.
But I speak how I speak. So OG ain't nothing new. Now, I've been doing reviews for 6 years. If you watch the reviews, my reviews on Basketball Wives are the same as Married to Medicine, as Love and Hip Hop. And if that's the feeling that you actually have, you would have had those about all of. And then here we go about Darla from Queen Sugar.
Right,
exactly.
You give Darla worse than you give it to anybody, and Darla is damn near as light as as a piece.
I don't watch Queen Sugar, and I haven't been watching him for 6 years. I've only been watching him for a couple months.
But the point,
I don't watch Queen Sugar, and I only watch the reviews of the shows that I like.
Right, Pat. But the point that I'm making is, I know you. That's fine that you don't watch it, but that's why I'm explaining to you. Darla on Queen Sugar, she could pass for white. She's that light skinned, and he gives it to her way worse than he gives it to anybody on Basketball Wives. And that's what somebody in the chat said who watches his other reviews. As far as him talking about slapping people, hitting people, I mean, I heard him talking about he going to yank people and stuff like that, but it's not meant in a serious tone. It's not a real threat. I've said stuff like that in my reviews. That I've said stuff like that in my reviews.
It's one thing when it comes from a woman. It's a whole different thing when you hear he wished it, or he in any way would be violent with a woman. That's totally different.
So I got you. I get what you're saying, and this ain't got nothing to do with Basketball Wives. This ain't got nothing to do with OG. This has to do with me personally, with the way that I present myself. That's what that is. So I get it.
Yeah, I know for me, what bothers me is being accused of colorism. That's, I don't like OG. I'm not going to make any excuse. I do not like OG. I ain't liked OG from very first. Yeah, she's frozen. I haven't liked OG from that very first episode. Pat, just come back in and I'll put you back in. I have not liked OG because I felt like OG came at Kristen wrong. Now that's two brown-skinned women going at it, and I felt like OG was wrong for how she came at Kristen. So is that colorism too? Because Kristen is not a light-skinned woman. So is that colorism? I felt like she was disrespectful at how she came at Kristen at that little pool party they had at the beginning of last season. So I think she's out of pocket, and I feel like OG comes off as the person who She's probably been bullied her whole life or talked a certain way. And so she's going to give it to you before you have a chance to give it to her. And let's not talk about the fact that OG has been a bone collector this season. Has OG not gone back and forth, instigating arguments and fights and trying to rile people up? That's another reason why she's been getting on my nerves this season, because she's been going back and forth to different groups, relaying information and starting shit. So again, it's not about, I don't see her color. I could care less. I could care less. So I don't know. It just, you're right. I don't, and Lil Baby keeps saying, you know, she said the same thing about you, James. You have more comments under your basketball wives than any of your other damn videos. And it seems like this show does have a mean girl spirit to it. It just, I don't know.
It's all on a person. Well, I came in here saying it seemed like it's on a personal level. And yeah, what we've just seen. When it comes to me, as far as this conversation we just had, this ain't got nothing to do with basketball. This came on I've offended. Trisha is offended by my delivery. Period. So it wouldn't matter what show I was talking about, because my delivery is always the same. I am who I am. My personality offends Trisha. So that's where that is.
Right.
So
and you can't do nothing about that. That's just your personality.
That's not a thing. I'm not gonna argue it. I'm not gonna try to defend it. It kind of is what it is. That falls under the realm of everybody ain't for every content creator is not for everybody. That's and it seems like I'm not for Trisha. Trisha probably shouldn't watch me. Because if that's how I come off, there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah. And I think Danny just put up a good comment. She said, I think the real issue is that Pat identifies with OG. And if she attaches any attacks to her, many others feel that way. And I do, because the attacks that I'm getting are personal attacks, I do feel that way. I feel like people identify with OG, you know, and they feel like I'm coming after OG because she's dark skinned. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't see it. It's not done anything intentional. Somebody brought up Married to Medicine. They said you go after Mariah. Now, again, Mariah is not a dark-skinned woman, but
and that's one thing people have to do. Me and Mariah have a whole personal situation.
Right.
People have selective memory as well. People have selective memory. I was attacked by Mariah over Twitter back in season 1. Okay, so no, me and Mariah, that's a whole thing deeper than the show. So no, I don't like Mariah, and I won't apologize for it. I don't like her.
Betty White, don't do that. We're not attacking people. Patricia's a friend of mine. She's a personal friend of mine. We're not attacking people. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
She's a personal friend of mine, and we disagree, and that is what it is. But no, please don't. We're not doing personal attacks. We're not doing that. So thank you. Ebony, if you're in the room, can you remove that comment, please? That's all right. I just did it. It's all right.
But at the same time, I'm mad that Trisha's not on screen, because at the same, you see what just happened to Trisha? That's what we've been dealing with. Right. I've been dealing with it 1,000 at a time.
Yeah.
It ain't that deep. The conversation's not that deep. Now, is Betty wrong? Yes, Betty's wrong. But this is what this discussion is actually about. That it's gotten to a point where it's become very personal, and it's not even about a review anymore.
Right.
It's not about a review anymore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's very personal.
Exactly. And I agree. My thing is this. You can disagree with my opinion. People disagree with me all the time.
I've always been open to that.
You know, but when you start making things personal, and because to me, I guess as a Black woman, you know, it's not about not having tough skin, because people call, and James sees the comments all the time. People call me all kinds of stuff. So that's not even my issue. But when we start getting into colorism, you don't know me well enough to accuse me of that, number one. And number two, I do take personal offense to it, because that is a serious, that's like when you call somebody, like this whole conversation about racism and who's racist and who isn't. When you start getting into colorism, what you're saying to me is that there's a part of myself that I don't like, because no matter what my complexion is or is not, now what you're saying is that there's a part of me that I hate, and that's just not true. That's just
and I'm just as black as OG. Like, are you kidding?
Exactly. So what they're saying
black as OG, and I have no problem with my color at all, and never have. It has nothing to do with pretty versus ugly, because guess what? You get one person, and somebody will look at them, and they are the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and to somebody else, they're as ugly as hell. So that's all. It's in the eye of the beholder. She's not attractive to me, and I will not apologize about that. She is not attractive to me, and it's not because she's dark skinned. There are plenty other dark skinned women that are not, high yellow and long straight hair that are attractive to me.
Right.
It's just her. She's not. That's like with Mariah. I think Mariah is just a nasty person. She's just not my kind of people.
Exactly. And my thing is, and thank you, Nikki. Nikki B, I appreciate your comment. Nikki B said she doesn't agree with my opinion, but she would never personally attack me. And I appreciate that, because again, you can disagree all day long. We can agree to disagree, and I'm fine with that. Somebody else just said something. As far as I'm gonna let her get it together. I don't know if she even knows that she's on, because she's walking in her house. But as far as
I'm going to say, yeah, watch that, Trisha. Watch. Don't show your address and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I clicked her off, because I know that's her house right there. So that's why I clicked her off. When she gets situated, I'll bring her back on, because I do want her to be able to, finish her point. And again, it's just a dialogue. That's why I invited her on the show, because I do know her personally, and I could get in touch with her, and I can say, hey, girl, you mind coming on the show and let me hear what you have to say. But as far as seeing two different shows, I don't know. I don't know what I'm seeing that other people aren't seeing. I don't know. And I would be hard pressed. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look at some other reviews and see that I'm the only one. I don't know.
And it's okay. It's okay not to agree. It's okay. I mean, it's okay to say, well, wait a minute. This is what I saw. And sometimes you go back. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, as much as I do this, that I've not had an aha moment where I've looked at something and said, okay, and then seen it different. I've had aha moments. But I promise you, I won't have an aha moment in a realm of all of this extra shit. Like, I'm not going to have it, because I'm not even going to be open to it, because there's not an aha moment to actually be had.
Right.
Well, I actually just had one. But it was kind of what I said in the beginning. Right. This ain't about. This ain't about basketball.
Right. And Justin, you have a good point that you're putting up there. You said that we can't be so hypersensitive when we want to critique people just based, worried about somebody accusing us of colorism. Because I'll be honest with you, I like who I like, and I don't like who I don't like, and I really don't pay much attention to it back and forth. I just don't. I review the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and there ain't near a black woman on that show. Next season there will be. I review the Real Housewives of Dallas, and it ain't near a black woman on that show. So when I don't like a character, now what am I? What are you accusing me of then when there's a character I don't like? So again,
being biased. That's the other one that I get. You're biased.
Yeah, now I'm biased. Right.
But I'm always biased. I don't even argue with. I'm always biased.
Exactly.
That's part of my judge. That's how I do my reviews. I would never even argue with anybody about that. And I looked at the comments and said, James used to be so non-biased. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. That's part of how I do honest to goodness, the thing that makes me different than some other reviewers, how I got the name doing reviews that I got, is because I've always, in my reviews, I've put real life stuff in my reviews, and I'll discuss real life stuff that have come up. That's how I got to be James Caldwell that does the reviews that people know about. That's how I got to be who I am. I've always been biased. I never tried to go and be a non-biased. I go in, I do a review of the show. I talk about the things that stuck out in the show to me. And what my relation to what I saw is. That's how I do my reviews. I don't do blow by blow. I'm not recapping shows. I'm reviewing it and telling you what stuck out to me, that struck me,
right?
Or that made me. That's how I do my reviews. So I ain't never been non-biased. I've always been biased. Always. So I'll never argue that point.
All right, bye-bye. Sorry, I was trying to see if Pat, because I didn't know she knew her, because it's still on. I just don't have it on the screen. All right, I'm going to bring Pat back on. But one thing I do want to say before I bring Pat back on is I do think part of this backlash is because people are paying attention to what's going on now and not paying attention to what's happening on the screen. Meaning, because Pat even said that. She brought up the reunion and how they made OG sit in a separate room and the stuff that's been going back and forth on Twitter. See, I can't get into all of that. I'm only going to look at, even though I do pay attention to what's going on, I'm reviewing what I see on the screen. And I do think that some of this anger is coming from people being upset at how they think OG is being treated now, as far as her not being allowed to film with the rest of the ladies at the reunion and things of that nature. And again, I don't have an opinion on that because I haven't done any research on that for purposes of I don't want that to come into what I'm looking at on the screen. So hold on, let me bring that back up. I know you don't look at that anyway. Right. And thank you, Lil Baby, because you are correct. At the end of my video, I did give OG props for giving Evelyn the business. And I did condemn Evelyn for her nasty ass behavior. So again, I'm just not sure what I'm just not sure. All right, Pat, we can see you, but we see your house more than we see you. What you want to do? What you want us to look at?
She outside. That is the house. She outside.
She out on the back porch. I think I got the camera turned the wrong way. Can you hear me? I can
hear you. We see your names.
All right, we can see you now. Okay.
I can't hear you. Wait a minute. What the hell going? This stuff is beyond my pay grade. I don't know.
All right.
I can't hardly hear y'all.
Whatever you're doing right now, stay there because I can hear you good and I can see your face. So say what.
But I can't hear y'all good.
You can't hear me good? Oh, I don't know.
Let me see if I need to do something on my end. Oh, my media is turned off.
Maybe if you got earphones, because I know a lot of times, sometimes when they be on pads and stuff, they'll use earphones. I don't know if it's easier or better that way.
Okay.
Okay, I guess as long as you can hear me and see me, because I can't.
Now, whatever you just okay, right there. Whatever you're doing, right there. I can hear you. I can see you. Okay.
Yeah, but she didn't be able to hear us. You can't hear us, or can you hear us?
She must not be. Can you hear us?
I heard you that time, but it's not coming up loud in my phone for some reason. But when I'm on YouTube, I can hear it. I don't know.
Well, sometimes technology.
I just want to know who has something to say too, or ain't damn the draft pull up. What? Who has something to say?
Pat, we're done. She apologized and we
No. That's a good point, Pat. That's a good point. You see how you feeling right now? How you feeling right now? That was the
I'm mad because I couldn't defend myself though. That's why I'm mad.
We already did it. We already took care of it. We took care of it.
Thank you, dear.
That's what we were trying to what I was saying. This is the whole point of this whole video is what just happened to you. We're dealing with it in hundreds and thousands.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. How it gets all personal. And you're like, wait a minute, how did we even get here? Why are we attacking each other about it's a television show?
Exactly. I don't know. Okay. All right, we're back.
So not that I'm glad it happened, but it's nice that you could actually see it from a personal standpoint of what actually goes on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I wasn't attacking, and it didn't. The comments that I read, it didn't sound like people were attacking. It sounded like people. I did see some where people were just down out nasty. That's not what I'm saying either, and I'm not minimizing the nastiness of those comments. But what I am saying is, it just a lot of people were like me and totally confused. Like, were we watching the same show? And unfortunately, it's as it relates to OG. It's almost like it's personal.
Well,
again, for me, I'm an aggressive person. If I'm not under the influence of my 7 psych meds, and Crystal will tell you, I'm an aggressive person. However, I'm only aggressive when I'm defending me or somebody that I care deeply about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you won't just meet me and I'm gonna walk up to you and I'm gonna be nasty or I'm gonna want to attack you. That's not how I'm gonna come at you. But if me and Crystal are out together and someone is attacking Crystal because of my personality, I'm going to immediately be at her defense, be it physically or verbally. I'm going to be at her defense. And so I can identify greatly with OG. And I just don't understand, like, the difference in the questions.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this. Let's forget about this last episode. Let me just ask you this in the totality. You mean to tell me that you don't think there was ever a situation where OG instigated and was aggressive first? You don't feel like that's ever happened?
I think that in all the episodes since OG joined the franchise, I think that she's the one who's been, before Cece, she's the one who's been bullied the most.
Nah, that's bullshit, Pat. Pat, that's bullshit.
You don't have to agree with it.
That's bullshit.
You don't have to agree with it.
And
I feel like this season we've got more of her defending herself. This season we have, but in the past I feel like she took a whole lot of shit before she started giving it back at this level.
They said your finger is covering up your microphone. Where's your finger?
I don't know.
It must have been covered. Yeah, because I can hear you clear now.
Can you hear me better?
I can hear you clear now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
all
I'm saying, Crystal, is I'm not trying to
what are you
do
doing?
The pros and cons for OG because I like her. All I'm saying is I'm trying to understand why the aggression is so different in the reviews from you and Spill It Boy's viewpoint than the other lady when she hasn't attacked anybody. Even if they held her back, they've held back everybody but Shani because Shani is pretty bitch. Oh, not again.
I don't know what you're doing. 1 minute I can hear you clear as a bell, and then I don't know. Because I want to hear your point. So
I'm just sitting here. I don't know why. It's on Wi-Fi right below my router. That's why I came down here.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I think overall,
are you covering the microphone? Is your hand covering the microphone?
Because you're on your iPad. You're on your iPad.
Galaxy S10 Plus. Where's my microphone?
I don't know.
Let me see. I got 10 Plus too. No, because it should be up there by your camera, I think.
See, I don't know. Remove your finger from the microphone. Where is the microphone?
Wherever you're doing now.
Now fine now.
You can hear me fine?
Yes.
Yeah,
wherever your hand is right now. So I hear your point. I think I hear what you're saying. I hear your point. That you just feel like I have a double standard with OG's aggression versus Evelyn's aggression. Okay, I hear you. I don't agree. But
not just Evelyn. It's all of those women of color have a degree of aggression. And I feel like right now we're seeing a play on words. Because she says I'll kill you, because she says I'll rip your face off, she's being held to a higher standard than the others who have shown you that they're physically tear your face off. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I just don't understand why. Why is her aggression so different from the other people?
I don't think it is. See, again, and I mean, at this point, I mean, you know, we've exhausted the conversation, but I don't think it is, because I don't think I came at OG any different than I came at Evelyn. You and other people seem to feel like. See, here's where I think the issue is. From the comments that I have read, it seems to be that other people feel like OG has no responsibility in that situation, and all of it is on Evelyn. So because I gave some responsibility to Evelyn and some responsibility to OG, that's what it seems like the issue is. It seems like y'all, when I say y'all, I mean the comments that I got, seem to feel like OG didn't do anything wrong. And see, I disagree. I don't think that Evelyn was right. Evelyn was absolutely wrong. And Evelyn absolutely was acting, you know, she was being Evelyn. But I do feel like OG had her moments when she was out of line as well. And that just seems to be where the difference is. So, I mean, I appreciate to hear the point of view, because the comments, sometimes stuff get lost in translation. So I wanted to hear what the other side was. And I appreciate, you know, you giving it to me. And it just is what it is. I guess we'll see what happens next week and see how things go down on the reunion or whatever. But I don't know. It just seems like this show seems to bring out a different element in people. It just does.
Well, look at the quality of the show. The show, first of all, if we want to do in reality, the show needs to go. Because look at the light that it.
But I don't get this with my love and hip hop.
Talking about her aggression, and we could have spent this last 45 minutes talking about steps we can take to get the show taken off the air. Because as a Black woman, frankly, I'm tired of these shows, the Love and Hip Hops, the Basketball Wives, all these shows. And then you get a show like Married to Medicine. All the money y'all spend for your education, you get on TV and act like this. Why can't we uplift women? Why do we have to celebrate tearing us down constantly? Doesn't that happen enough in society?
But that's a whole other conversation, Pat. You going into
exactly. That's what I'm saying. We could have had that conversation, which is the more productive conversation to have than commenters feeling, you know, like they're right. Because we all feel like we're right.
I don't necessarily feel like I'm right. I just want to hear other people's point of view, because I don't understand it. I didn't understand what people were.
That's how I felt, Kristen.
I didn't understand it, and I didn't understand the nastiness of it. Because I mean, Love and Hip Hop, it has no redeeming quality either. But I don't get this with my Love and Hip Hop. I don't get this with Married to Medicine. I don't get this with any of my other reality show reviews. Nothing like this. Nothing. But it is what it is.
I agree. Because none of the other shows, I feel like
I can't hear you, child.
Have disdain for any of the characters like you do for OG. So you don't come across in your other videos the way you come across in BBW videos.
Okay, well, it is
your video. You come across how you want to come across. But since you open up the comments for me to leave a comment, I try to leave productive comments.
No, I want you to. I don't have no problem with the comment. I'm not even mad. I'm not upset. I ain't mad. It's just I want to understand. That's all. And the reason why I asked Spiller Boys, because I know he gets the same thing. That's all. I know he gets the same thing. So, you know, it is what it is. Spiller Boy, you want to add anything? We can ready to shut it down. I feel like we've exhausted the conversation, but anything you want to add?
No, well, I don't think we exhausted the conversation, because there's some stuff with Pat that I don't want Pat to walk away at, because Pat has a feeling about me personally that is incorrect. So I really don't want her to really walk away feeling as though that I am like this really misogynistic, fight with women type of person. That's not me, actually, at all. So that's what I'm saying. And she said she doesn't watch anything else other than the Basketball Wives stuff. So that's just, you know, it's just unfortunate that is her viewpoint of actually who I am. And that's not who I am. I don't run around hitting on women. I don't run around fighting with women. I don't run around disrespecting, you know, friends of mine. I don't do that. I don't do that.
I don't have that issue with you.
Well, I'm sure.
And I don't know you, but the 2 times I met you, I thought you were a very nice guy. I don't know you, and it's nothing personal. Please accept my apology. Think for a second that it's a personal attack. It's nothing personal. I do not know you, and I do watch your other reviews. I watch Power. I like you. I like your reviews. I'm not saying that I don't like your. I just don't understand all of the animosity and hostility where OG is concerned. I said it's not. I love your reviews, and I try to leave comments letting you know how I feel. At the very least, I try to like every video that I view, whether I like the content or not. I try to like it because you took time to make the content, so I try to like the video. So, but no, I do not dislike you. I don't know nothing about you, and the things that I do know, I have been nothing but positive. I don't know. I'm only speaking from your reviews. That's it.
Yeah, and I don't. OG. She just not. You know how I hang out with Crystal. I would never hang out with OG. She's just not my kind of chick. OG's just not my kind of chick. But in those reviews, there are things that has happened to OG as a woman that I totally stand up for because I can't stand the whole dynamic between her and Kwame.
Right.
So she's just not my kind of chick. That's all. And it's not just her. Tammy, not my kind of chick either. And I basically view the two of them the same because I think Tammy's a bully too. So you know what I mean? Her and Reggie,
Evelyn.
Of course she is. Of course she is. And I said that in that 39-minute long video I did this week. I talked about, and I actually I did an extra video because I made a mistake in the video this week when I thought that Malaysia was the one that bumped Evelyn and made her fall. And then I figured out once I see the uncut footage, I did an extra video that's out there. You may want to take a look at it. It's about 6 minutes or so. But I tore Evelyn's ass up. Tore her up.
I didn't see that. What happened when the uncut footage? How'd she fall?
In the uncut footage, you can actually see that OG actually did throw her over in the bushes.
So OG did that.
OG did that. She did the little football move on her.
Oh, the non-aggressive OG did that? The non-aggressive OG did that?
Yeah.
No, nobody said she was non-aggressive, Miss Really B. Nobody said she's non-aggressive.
Yeah, she threw her over in the bushes. And then my problem with that was...
And if you follow OG on Instagram, she made a video where she admits that
I don't follow her. I don't follow her.
Yeah, and I don't follow her, but the people pointed me to it.
by accident stop her from getting to CC.
Yeah, I didn't.
The people pushed me.
I didn't try to get her.
Yeah, and that was my... I seen that, and I seen that OG actually threw her in the bushes. Then I came back and I told Evelyn, I was done with Evelyn because Evelyn was being very aggressive because you were running up on CC. You were running up on CC, and then you said later you weren't going to hit her, but you was down and you was running down on her. And OG threw you in the bushes, and you got up and act like it didn't happen. See, that's a punk. So I actually got Evelyn about being a punk. Because if you let somebody throw you in the bushes, your ass need to be over there in the bushes. So I think I try to be fair. I'm not an unbiased person. I'll be biased about stuff, but everybody was on 20. They were all on 20.
They were.
And then
I think they all played.
They certainly were.
Yeah, and once it got going, it showed a lot of people's whole card was pulled. Malaysia, Evelyn, Kristen. Nobody was really about all that fighting except for OG. And I tapped every last one of them on the wrist about it. Every last one of them. Because you shouldn't be screaming and yelling and hollering if you ain't willing to fight. Don't scream and yell and holler, and then when the folks go to fighting, you go and hide in the corner. That ain't no good look.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I felt like Evelyn had done. I did not know OG threw her in the bushes, but when I figured out she threw her in the bushes, I thought it was funny. I said, "See," and you get up out of there, and you ain't fighting.
Exactly. And that's what that's the thing. She still was heading CC. You push me in the bushes, it's gonna be a whole nother set of issues.
Yeah, that's a whole different. I wouldn't even be paying CC no attention.
Exactly. I'd have been done with CC. We'd had a whole nother set of issues.
Yeah.
That's how bullies work. She knew she wasn't gonna just, even if she whooped OG, she wasn't gonna just whoop OG the way she probably thought she would just whoop CC. That's how bullies work. That's why she got her ass up and kept it pushing towards CC and didn't look back to OG because she already knew.
Shawnee bullies
couldn't have been me. It could not have been me. Because I'd have left that out. I gotta take the Rika with me. Couldn't have been me.
What are you laughing for, Really B?
Crystal, you already know.
Somebody told me to take this gum out my mouth.
It's a mess. I was going to get you. I was going to call you about it, but I wasn't going to do it to you. I wasn't going to chastise you on television, but I was sure going to tell you about all that. I said, "Is this a mukbang? What we doing?"
Nah, not no mukbang.
Hey, mukbangs is a whole different crowd of people.
Right, that's a whole nother audience. That's a whole nother audience. Yeah,
they love you, but I be clicking off the screen.
Bully too. But that's what I'm saying.
They all have their moments.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that whole episode was, I felt like everybody in that episode had their moment where they were out of pocket. I just do. I really do. But anyway. Huh?
I agree. The whole episode, everybody was ratchet. But can we just discuss this for 30 seconds? Just 30 seconds.
Okay. 30
How the hell is Shawnee gonna be the EP and be on the cast? Because you are totally biased. So how's this not working anymore?
Shawnee gonna be
it don't work. It's always like this.
Exactly. And you got people that's scared to confront her because she is the EP. That's why I was mad when she fired Brandy. Like when you in front of that camera, you now a cast member. You're not the EP anymore. You're the cast member. So
that's the same thing that happens with Mariah. Same thing that happens with Mariah on Married to Medicine. But it's only on Married to Medicine, they make it even all the way. But in Mariah's mind, it's like this. And that's how her ass ended up in the toilet. Nobody happened to her.
Exactly.
But they get me all the time. They really do. When I say my comments, it used to be Married to Medicine. My comments were really, really bad. If you go back on them old videos, really, really bad. People would get very, very personal, and they'd be getting all mad at me. And again, there was something personal behind all of it. You know what I mean? There was stuff that happened behind the scenes. But I get Mariah. I get her together, but I always comment good when she does good stuff. Because the chick rags. She rags. So I'm constantly talking about her shoes and her clothes. She rags. And you can't take that away. You can't take it away. The good things, I point out the good things. Just like I did last week. Nobody said nothing about how I went on for 5 or 10 minutes about how pretty OG looked at her retirement party. Nobody, there was not one. I got over 10,000 views on that video. There was not one comment about what I had to say about her retirement party and how wrong they were for not showing up for her and how beautiful she looked. Not one comment.
And I said she was beautiful at her retirement party as well. And I didn't remember nobody saying nothing either.
She was clean as hell. She was clean as hell. The gown was beautiful. Clean as hell. Not one comment. Not one.
Because you came right back and said, ain't nobody there.
Yeah, and I did say nobody was there, and I said that it was wrong.
He said it was wrong, right? But he said it was wrong.
I said that was wrong. That wasn't the way they put. I talked about how they put her in that hall. That none of that was right. They did her wrong. I wasn't making fun of her. I talked about production. I talked about Shawnee. I talked about how wrong she had been treated. Nobody said not one word.
Yeah, you did.
One word. They focused in on, if I say I don't like her hair, oh, she didn't like her hair. Well, I'll never like her hair. So what's the problem?
Exactly.
It's just one of them things. It's one of them things. It's just one of them things. But I'm not worried about that. That's cool. But the personal stuff is ridiculous. I mean, I had comments all about somebody came in and made a comment and said, "Oh, James is just saying anything, just trying to pay his rent." First of all, James doesn't have rent. James lives in a house that's paid for. I don't even have a mortgage. So, like, come on, seriously? What are we talking about? That's why I said, how did we get here? What is that? Like that's too much. It wasn't somebody, it wasn't a troll page. It was a lady that is always on my video. I was shocked to see that comment coming from her. I thought it was a little hurtful personally. I really did. I was like, what are we talking about here?
Well, that is hurtful. Like, that was unnecessary and hurtful. But yeah, but that's, again, that's it is what it is. It is what it is. So final thoughts. Somebody said, do you think the show is coming back? I think it's coming back. Why wouldn't it? It's making money. As long as it's making money.
They're making.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's making money. Now, I don't think Cece and OG are coming back.
I think that's disgusting. That she's up for debate in all these seasons. Evelyn, at the very least, hasn't been. Or Tammy before she left. Like, come on. And I love Tammy. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't have this set of rules in place for one if it's not going to apply to all. So that girl is not. She is aggressive. Don't get me wrong, but she is not progressive. She is not aggressive to the point when she walk in a room and she trying to fight somebody. She not aggressive. She's aggressive when poked. Unlike Evelyn don't have to be poked. How you still arguing with another grown woman about your grown daughter from something that was said years ago? Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
And something that was probably true, but anyway. Anyway, y'all. All right, let me get out of here because myself, El Teddy, and Abby Reviews. This was spontaneous. We had already scheduled our David Makes Man panel tonight at 8:00. So that was already scheduled, y'all. So those of y'all that want to come back at 8:00, we'll be talking about David Makes Man, comes on TV. Thank y'all for y'all. Regina Hawkins. Yeah, Regina Hawkins dug into me too. And Regina, that's you, my girl, Regina. And Regina was giving it to me too. She said she been typing comments and her comments aren't showing up. Because you was giving it to me too, Regina. You sure were, girl. You sure were. But yeah, all right. But I thank y'all for y'all time. Trisha and James, mother, of course, as always. I thank y'all for y'all time. James, they want to know if you haven't club chat going on tonight. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be not club.
I ain't never having club chat going
Look,
on.
you know that didn't mean to come out my mouth. Lord have mercy. Are you gonna have Club Treasure? Are y'all partying tonight? You having the
Yes,
dance party? All right,
yes,
yes. So after you get done watching David Makes Man with us, you go get ready, put your dancing shoes on, and get ready to go party over to Milan Treasure's place and get down. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all input. I appreciate the point of views. And I will see y'all next time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming through. Peace.